Hey y'all, welcome to the live. We're going live. Okay, here we go. We're setting up the opportunity to do some product research hunt today. Okay, for Amazon product research, if you are trying to get going in new products, if you're doing any kind of online e-com to some degree, if you're looking for simple side hustle ways to find product data and move it around or get it, get products and put them in your pipeline on, Amazon, Shopify, eBay, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, it doesn't kind of matter. We do a lot of focus on Amazon because of the ease of movement to the market. And so we use Amazon's data, and ASIN360 PRO is the tool we use to go and mine that data and then put it together with profitability matrix and determine if the product is actually profitable. So we're going to go through that today. Once again, we're going to go live and we're going to see how fast we can find products that are profitable in niche. And if you have ideas and you want me to go after it, go for it. Otherwise, I'm going to go random into products that I just viewed literally inside of my own account. I'm going to pull them out. We're going to go sideways, lateral, vertical, horizontal, whatever it takes to find the products that have profitability in them as an estimated amount of the cost of goods. And then from there, you would obviously need to source those products and validate that those numbers are 100% accurate. And then you're going to move that product in the market. So let's just jump over here to the screen and let's get going right now, all right? So we're on my screen and it is right now being viewed on Amazon's homepage, which is giving me suggestions of products that we've purchased. And there's all kinds of products, okay? You can see all these different things, popular brands, things we've been inspired by, stuff in the wish list, all kinds of random things that can be seen out here, all right? So the thing to understand is the determination of price and profitability are a big component of making a product successful, so we obviously want to do that. So this draws my attention because it's red and I want to show it in here, and as you can see, the widget over here is loading. So let's go over here. I'm actually going to look for Deco Poly Mesh Ribbon. Let's just come over here and do a quick search for that because I'm seeing that as a keyword to just grab my attention right out of the middle of that because we're looking at, this deco type of stuff. So let's go ahead and just have ASIN pull this up, and in the background we can let it start populating Deco Poly Mesh, and we'll see if there's anything of even profitability. There's an awful lot of red showing up. You should notice that on your screen. A little bit of green, but man, right out of the gate, a lot of red. Here's one that's potentially profitable. It's a bundle product set. We'll go back to the product set. Looks like they're bundling a number of things together at $36 plus $2 in shipping. It's not Prime. It does have a decent profitability, but it's not being sold very much in the market right now. It doesn't look like it has a terribly great ranking at 198,000. In the BSR bestseller ranking within all of Amazon. That's where it currently sits in the Department of Arts, Craft, and Sewing. It is in the node ribbons around 4,492, or excuse me, 99. So there is an opportunity right there to grow that product, okay, and see if it has opportunity. It's got some decent ratings. It's got a good little price point, and we're definitely interested in that profitability margin because that appears down here. Now, all things considered, with these types of products, they typically can find themselves to be saturated, and one identification of that is how many brands in here can we see that we know, or how many times we see the same brand. And if you look, we see Craig, YY Craft. I think I saw YY Craft down here earlier. Craig. So right out of the gate, whoever Craig Bachman is already kind of established a dominance in this niche, and so we really wouldn't approach it. Plus, if we're looking at gross profit, which we should be, gross profit is a calculation function of 35% cost of goods defaulted by the tool right here. If you cannot get a product at less than 35% cost of goods, you're not going to find something that's profitable that will sustain you long term in the market. So that's why it's defaulted into the tool. You can, of course, change that to something that makes sense to you. But at the numbers level, when we see it, it's really red. But let's look and see how we can go sideways. So if we can go sideways, horizontal, lateral, what we're going to do is we're going to look for things other people have purchased, 4 stars and above. We're going to be a little bit lower in the price point. I like this one because we're higher in the price point, which is interesting. So this is, the one we're looking at is a bundle, right? 6 feet, 6 inches. Technically, we're looking at trims and embellishments and ribbons. We're within the sewing category of the Department Arts, Craft, and Sewing. We can see ourselves getting into trims and embellishments. So maybe we just come back up here. And let's just go a little bit through some of this as we are determining whether or not this is a market at a macro level or that we could look for products at a micro level. So let's go ahead and go through this and determine if there's any. We got gifts under 25. We've got a number of products in here, 7, 14, 26. I think we're going to find the profitability is probably going to suffer on a number of these products. So some of these, though, might actually have interest. So let's go ahead and pull this up and get that data to reply back. Okay, so we're actually getting some more green and yellow, but we got some red in here. We definitely got a red here, a YR. That's the one we were looking at a minute ago. Cool. Okay, so it's $11.25. It's estimating to do $8,865 a month in profit. So that grabs our attention. It's a green light across the board, and it has one seller. If you see the 2 sellers, 3, 8 sellers, you're going to know these people are not brand registered, which, just to be considerate, means that they are not necessarily the only owners of the buy box. They have other people on their listing. We're very interested in just being private label for the most part. If you're going to do this, then do it private label, and that's why we're going to look over there. So as we look along here, we see this product, we see this heat bundle, packed heat transfer vinyl bundle, 42 pack, 12 by 10 sheets on iron. Okay, so we're seeing that it's doing about $11.25. If we could get those cost of goods down to maybe 30%, we could be doing $12.94 per unit, which is really nice. Its apartment BSR is really low, and its node is really low as well. So it's definitely ranked really well, and that is an indicator of something that's going to be a little bit harder for us to compete. See that 512 right there? If they were doing something like this with 50,000 BSR, and they could be pulling 800 and 1125 in profit on, say, 10, 20, 50,000 in BSR, then there's a huge amount of upside in profit to be made as you rank that product. But if you're already setting down here at 512 and 8,800 a month on 26,000 in revenue, then you're not going to be able to go much farther in terms of getting a lot more volume, and the competition is going to go up really, really high for you, and you're going to find yourself in trouble. So as we go through the tool, we're looking to find products that are validated. So let's just say hypothetically we were going to go ahead and try to go backwards into this. So let's come over here, start with AliExpress. We just want to see, what is a minimum order. So we actually got to back out here because something very specific to that is not there, but we can see heat transfer vinyl bundles are in here. Okay, heat transfer bundles, that's what we're looking at, right? Iron on heat transfer vinyl bundles. Okay, so we're looking at heat transfer vinyl bundles, and we're seeing that potentially direct to sale 30 centimeters to 100 centimeters is the particular product over here. We're just trying to get some ideas on whether or not they got 27 colors, 12 by 10. Okay, you can kind of see the difference in the way the vinyl might be working for the shirts. This is the, iron on heat vinyls. 27 of those, okay? So what we're looking at is potentially one of these type of guys. Wait, actually this one is very close to the picture, isn't it? Look at that. 42 pieces for that, 32 pieces for this, 36, 36. So they may have created a special 42 pack. But let's go through here and just take a look at the 32. That's 26. This is 13. Premium vinyl shirts. The way they've got this kind of staged up here. 17 for 20 pieces. But what I'm noticing, just to get the appearance of where this is, we can kind of see how they exist and what they're pricing them at. If we wanted to get a couple samples this way to test the market, you could. Without having to necessarily buy large quantities to test the market, which is always good. But, at 26 costs per unit, we actually got to get down to 11.20 to really compete with a product like this at its current price point in the market, okay? And it's a big affinity ask because we're way already ranked in this product. So it's not the best one, but it is profitable. Now, is it competitive or saturated? Sure. Could you come up alongside of it with a slightly different point of difference with this product? Sure. And that means you may not make, 9,400, you might not make 8,800, but you could make 2,000 or 3,000 off of it, and that's not a bad thing either. Just know it's got to get ranked relatively well in a group of products here that are not super profitable as it currently stands. But the tool is identifying for that for us. It's calculating the fees and payouts, and it's obviously helping us understand profitability in here. All right, so we can come back and look for this product on Camel. We can see what kind of history it's got. Basically what kind of seller data we can pull together while we're doing some look at this. We can see their price points have been very volatile, as high as 38 or down, and they've been incrementally bringing it up as their brand kind of went along, especially in through the end of March and into May, which is interesting, and they're kind of stabilizing a little bit off at 33, which you can see has been changing a lot. So that's interesting to see how they're kind of pricing it, and you can do that real quick with the tool. We can also compare the price with other competitors. So as we're looking out into the market, we can see that eBay has got a $23 version. Kohl's has a $15. Those are actually not even referencing the right products. So that's obviously not a good find. Something about the heat and vinyl is picking that up. This one obviously is a vinyl protected sheets for 14, and you got the actual bundle here on eBay for $23.99. So that can price at $23.99 tells you, you know, the affinity side of Amazon is definitely kicking in for a product like this. We can come over and see, you know, this is one way to go lateral, as we can see what people are, you know, buying, what else they're buying. Cheetah prints, interesting. Okay, people like the cheetah prints. This one's at $11.35. Profit margins are down quite a bit at 4, since it's below $5. The tool is tagging it at $4.68 as red. If it was between $5 and $9, it would be in the yellow, and over $10, it would be green. So this one's pretty close at 11,000, but they are ranked already at 132, and that is actually the 36-piece minimum. How funny is that, guys? So I found the product we were just looking at over here at the assorted color vinyl pack. If you remember, we were looking at that 36. That's 32. There was a 36 right here, as we saw it a minute ago. There it is. So that one doesn't even have terribly good reviews, and we're on AliExpress. So what we could do is we could come down at this at the 29 price point, and right here in the tool as well, we can come back here and say, let's go look at Alibaba. So we know it's more retail on AliExpress, but we just like to see if we can determine the product and who's got it. And at this point, someone's taking the literal products right off of AliExpress, and they may not even be branding them correctly. So that trouble here with them is your opportunity, especially if you look to do more white label, or if you're going to do private label for a brand in arts and crafts. There's an opportunity for you. So if we look over here, 36 pieces is looking up the image. It's doing an image search over here. So it is finding a number of wheels that do match those images, and it's giving us some insight into where product pricing could be. We've got very similar types of things, 36 pieces over here. We've got polypropylene. It looks like we've got some vinyl. We got felt. It looks like it's finding a number of the pinwheels, but it's not necessarily looking at just yet vinyl products. So we would go a little bit deeper in here. Okay, here's some vinyl transfers on this 98%, 8-year manufacturer, $1.20 a sheet, 12 sheets. So it'd be 12 over $12 to get those sheets put together at this manufacturing level. So you'd have to do a little bit more digging into this, but as you can see, the products are established. And so your job here at this point, now that ASIN Inspector has identified those products and helped us lock into the niche, both on AliExpress, as we've now validated the product, literally has a image coming almost directly off of AliExpress, which I find very fascinating. You should too. Literally, they're taking the images right off of it. They have sort of created a private label brand, sort of. They got them in Prime. But depending upon where they're sourcing them from, their cost of goods are going to have to be, there you go, about $10.20 in order to make at least $10 in profit. So assuming that that is possible, again, that will come back to your manufacturing backend and where you go look up your product suppliers and validate the products, as we've kind of done here by getting down to the bottom line. This is a $27 deal for 36 sheets. Now, of course, you do the math, right? We can't come over here and have a $27 cost of goods, or this thing doesn't work. Even at 26, you enter that number in, and that does not work. So clearly, they're getting this at much greater discounts on volume, and that's only where your opportunity lies. And this is only one particular supplier. And of course, you would have to go backwards into something like this. Here's one for 40 colors. What is that? Oh, that's frassels and tassels. That's a whole nother thing. We would have to do a little bit more diligence in the search. The image search is getting us pinwheels and stuff, but it's not exactly matching up. It's close. Like here's one for 20. They might be able to make you the 36 bundle. They're just not advertising it currently. So you could contact them and ask them, hey, could I get this in a 32 pack, a 36 pack? Could I get it in a 42 pack? Can I get, can I one up what they're doing? But it's very possible that they could. And at that point, you're looking at a roll, minimum of 100 rolls at $7.30. So now we're starting to get down into the real numbers here. So if we come back over here and we're able to get, $7.30 potentially, now we're profitable, right? So we came over here at $7.30 per roll. Can we get the product put together in such a way where we can make that viable because here's all the sheets. And could they do one? And that's where you need to step into contacting the supplier. This is a supplier of 3 years, 94%. You should be on your way. But as you can see, we went through the tool and we did that very quickly. We came down here and we were going AliExpress, Alibaba. We identified the tool. We found a profitable product. It's just going to depend on your supply chain, folks. And so that's where we back into this. Literally, there you go. We found a product that with a little bit of profitability difference is making $11,897.28. You could potentially compete in this market of vinyl heat transfers and make some decent money. You get your margins up a little bit and make that profitability green. Even if we source the product at $11 or $10, we go into the green with $10.22. So your cost of goods around $10. So if you can come back here and negotiate some price points, get your bundle to match up, find a slight point of difference in your product versus theirs, and you would be able to compete in this particular market, and you could compete profitably. All right, so there's an opportunity, guys. This was done all live just now, coming off the back of my screen, and you can see there's a lot of opportunity. This product, again, is ranking relatively well at 132 at BSR overall, and relatively well is pretty good, actually, and 27 in its node for sewing notions and supplies. Huge product opportunity. Well, there you go, folks. That was about, gosh, I don't even know how long that was. That was 15 minutes, maybe 16 minutes from the beginning. And we found a profitable product that now requires you to go take a look at a bundled niche inside of the sewing notions and supplies under the sewing category within the arts and crafts and sewing department. Well, there you go, folks. With the tool, that's how fast it was to go lateral into the product supply chains and find these tools. If it's of interest to you to get started with ASIN Inspector, go to ASIN360 PRO and grab a copy of it right now, asininspector.com, in the link in the description below. Like this video, give me a comment if you thought this was valuable, and subscribe to my channel or subscribe to my Facebook page, where we're going to do this every week. We're going to find new products, we're going to evaluate them, and we're going to use the tool. So if you grab the tool and come along for the ride, you guys can have fun too. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you found value in this, and I'll see you on the next Product Hunt Live, and we'll go in again and see how quickly we can find profitable products that just require you to validate the sourcing and get started with your e-com business. I'll see you guys later. Have a great rest of your day.